on the subject of control, one person who's very difficult to control is Derek Chisora. How did that come about? I remember seeing that press release, and it was like, okay, it makes a lot of sense, but it was just a bit of left field. What happened there?
Yeah, I'll tell you a couple of stories that I've never really told in public. I tell them all over dinner, and people laugh, but I will tell you them. I've never said them before, but a couple of them I can say. And he came to me, and they said I wanted to manage me, and I said, I don't really want to do this because I don't need the money, right? It's not.
Where was he at this point of his career?
He was sort of in limbo land, going nowhere really.
It was after he'd lost for the European title out in Monaco.
Yeah, I'd managed him at that point.
It was before that.
It was before that.
Okay.
It was before that.
This is after Hay, after the Hay fight?
After the Hay. Well, after the Hay fight.
Yeah.
And I managed him for the first Dylan White fight. Right. And that was probably the second fight I had for him. So the Dylan fight, the White fight in Manchester. And this is a true story. I mean, this was like, by the way, I thought, Derek is Derek, right? So anyway, I'm working 7 days a week at this point, right? So my financial business is so busy. My boxing is so busy. I've got him fighting up there. And I also had Frank Buglioni fighting Hosea Burton for the British title on the same card. So I had both of them up there. So I said to my wife, look, Thursday's the press conference. I can get away with not going to the press conference. So what I'll do is we won't go to the press conference, and I'll go up late Friday afternoon. So what we're going to do, Thursday night, Friday morning, we're going to have some time to ourselves. I haven't seen you for 6 weeks. So I'm going to do, as we all know, we don't want women getting too upset with us. We've got to try and do a little bit right. So he said, okay, no problem. So anyway, so on the Thursday, I'm thinking, I'm just planning to go out with my wife and stay overnight and blah, 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 and then drive up to Manchester in the afternoon. And I hear that Chisora's thrown a table.
Oh, yeah, that one.
So I'm thinking, oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, my God. Then Robert Smith rings me up. He says, you need to get to Manchester. We got a hearing first thing in the morning. The fight may be off. So I said to my wife, I'm really sorry. This thing we planned for so long, I can't go. I've got to go to Manchester.
Did she throw the table over?
No, she wasn't.
Did you show her the video?
She's actually such a good woman. I always say, I've been with her 37 years. She's wonderful. I couldn't want any better. But okay, it is what it is. Off you go. So we go up the next morning, and we go to Manchester, and we go to the hearing. So there's me, Eddie Earn, the board. So they start reading the riot act to him. And as they're reading the riot act to him, you can see him getting agitated, right? So I'm thinking, got Eddie there, and I'm thinking, he's going to go off. So I said to them, can we just have a break? Can we have a break? So, no problem. So I take Derek out. I said, let's go down and sit in the cafe at the end of the thing. So I sat with him and I said, look, Derek, I haven't spent any time with my wife. I said, I've had to come up because you flipped the table. I've had to sit here with you this morning. I said, I've now got to go and deal with the wife afterwards, and you've just gone and done this, and now you're about to go again. And he just looked at me and said, that's what happens when you deal with the insane. So I thought, okay, right, so we got through that fight. So then I thought, look, Derek could probably manage himself. This could be a really good idea that he could look after himself. So I said, let's go and have a... So afterwards I was meeting Frank Buglioni we were celebrating he'd knocked out Hosea Burton. So I went to Hampstead Garden Suburb, was going out for a So I said, Derek, let's meet up and have a coffee. So I thought, look, I'm going to give him the chance to manage himself now, because this might be a good idea and beneficial for everybody. So now I class myself as quite smart. So I thought I need to, with Derek, to sell him the idea, and he might want to buy the idea, that he should manage himself. So I explained to him that I felt guilty taking the money, and really I think he can manage himself. He's so good at it, he doesn't really need me. So I sold him the sales pitch for 20 minutes on why he should manage himself. So he turned around to me and said, so what you're saying to me is you feel guilty taking my money and I should do it myself? I said, 100%. Okay, he said, I've got a perfect solution for you. I said, what's that? Dad's my manager. I'll give you a 50% pay cut. So I'm out of the game thinking, I've just given myself a 50% pay cut and I'm still doing the same job.
Can't negotiate with the insane.
No.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
He was very smart. He totally outsmarted me. And so there were stories like that. So, but it was in the end that, it was really a point where it was just, I think if you really want to be a manager and you want all the headaches and the trouble and you want the money, you do it. But for me, it wasn't about, I don't do it for money. So that was just a migraine. And, I wished him the best. And in the end, we decided that was enough. And he's carried on. He's done really well since and made himself a load of money. So good luck to him. But, and to be honest, what I do think, looking back at it, it was really good for me because I learned so much dealing with Derek and the issues that we had to deal with. It was really, really good. So when I look back, it was a really good experience. And, but it was fun. But it was also, all that sort of stuff. You never knew, he'd go to a press conference and we'd done a deal and he would then just turn around and go, I'm not going to talk at a press conference. You should give me another 50 grand. So you were then having to deal with that sort of stuff. And that was all the time. It was all the time. But he used to get what he wanted.
When you say small hall boxing, what does that mean?
Well, the first thing is it's a place where nobody makes any money. I got ripped off really heavy early on. Well, if you do a show at York Hall tomorrow, so you imagine you want to promote a show, you're talking £20,000 before any boxer gets paid.
The worst thing about small hall boxing?